Hello, welcome to HotTakes, and this HotTakes will be going to Instagram and also TikTok and look at some of these takes. Let's start with the first take.
Hey, 2021, I've been a little lazy. 2022, I'm popping out crazy. Joy to the world, joy to the fam. We cook up on Christmas, we going ham. We don't need no Santa, we worship the Lamb. The earth is the Lord, we taking the land. Joy to the world, Jesus was born. He died on the cross, the veil was torn. He rose from the grave, he settled the score. Call on his name, he got blessings.
Always so much talk around the NBA right now of, okay, what are we going to do after LeBron retires? Who do you feel like should be face of the NBA? Who has it all?
To me, I think the obvious answer is Ja, because the NBA is entertaining. What I mean by that is there was always a Michael Jordan, and that was just like, like God. You're going to watch these Atlanta Hawk games just to see what Dominique go, just to see if he going to get him one off. I'm going to watch these Portland games to see if Clyde going to get him one. Ja's teams are actually competitive when he's there and when he's doing this thing.
Now, first is a take from Lil Wayne, and he said that Ja Morant can become the face of the league when LeBron retires. Now, the thing that is an issue with me, before I get to the take, is the problem that the people that keep on saying that the NBA has a problem when LeBron retires. The NBA has a problem because, LeBron is like one of the biggest draws for the league. But people don't realize that the NBA is very good right now. The NBA is in a very good state, even without LeBron playing. LeBron doesn't have to play, and the NBA will still get stuff going on. So yes, the league will have a problem, a little bit of a problem, because LeBron's not playing anymore. But I feel like the NBA will still bounce back on its feet. Now, in terms of who the face would be, I don't think it'll be Ja Morant. I don't know what everybody sees in Ja Morant. I don't really see Ja improving that much in certain areas. I think Ja Morant will still be a very good player. I think he can reach a superstar, maybe number one championship in the team type level. But I just don't think that he can be at a level where he can be the face of the NBA. That's a very high level to put somebody at. Which to answer the question, I really don't know. I really don't know who could be the face of the NBA after LeBron James, because that's a very hard question to answer. That's not something you can just put on somebody automatically, because we honestly don't know. We really don't know if Ja will reach the heights that everybody has him at. But I don't think Ja is that good, in my opinion. I don't think Ja is face of the NBA type good. I think Wemby is face of the NBA type good, in my opinion. But that is what it is. But I don't know if Wemby can reach that level. So I'm going to say I don't know, because I genuinely don't know who will reach that level, because that's a very high potential to step for somebody. But I don't think it's going to be Ja Morant, Lil Wayne. I'm sorry. I don't think it'll be Ja Morant.
Oh, shit.
So this next take is an edit, and it says that Tracy McGrady is the third best shooting guard ever. Now, if you haven't seen my video, you should watch my video on why I think Tracy McGrady is overrated. This is one of the reasons why. Tracy McGrady is not even better than James Harden, who's not even third best shooter of all time. Third best shooting guard is Dwayne Wade, then is James Harden. Tracy McGrady couldn't get out of the first round. He also underperformed in pivotal games to put his teams up. Tracy McGrady is also injury riddled. He was getting injured a lot, especially in Houston. He was getting injured a lot. And also, just Tracy McGrady is just not that good of a leader. He literally said that he's not that good of a leader. That's what really messed him up. So, for you to say that Tracy McGrady is the third best player of all time, third best shooting guard of all time, he's not. Tracy McGrady is very talented. He's one of the most talented players I've ever watched in my life. He's very talented. But he's not, he only has the talent. And talent you do so far. If you don't have the talent, if you don't have certain areas that you need, certain things that you need, that people call miscellaneous, some miscellaneous things like leadership that you need to really propel your team, then you're not going to be up there. And sorry to tell you, but even with James Harden's underperformances in the playoffs, he's still better than Tracy McGrady. At least he got past the first round. Tracy McGrady came past the first round. So Tracy McGrady is not the third best shooting of all time. I'm sorry to tell you that, but he's not.
Fifth best center in the history of the NBA. He said Kareem, Wilt, Olajuwon, and Moses Malone. What did you think after hearing that?
Let's just get it straight. To get me off that, I had to learn how to see if there's some truth in the criticism. I disagree. However, Kareem, Yes. Wilt, only because he has more points than me. That's the only thing that upsets me about my career. Because he has more points, I'll let that slide. I'm the most dominant center ever. I don't ever want to hear another name again. So that will put me at number 3. I passed Hakeem Olajuwon up. Moses was alone. I passed him up 4, 5, 6 years ago before I retired. Me, I will put myself at number 3.
This next take comes from Shaq, and Shaq himself said he feels like the 3rd best center of all time, and the only people better than him are Kareem and Wilt. Now, Shaq, if you're using a points argument, then you can say that Wilt's better than you, but in my opinion, Wilt is not better than Shaquille O'Neal. Wilt Chamberlain played in an era where he was literally the tallest and also like the best player in the NBA because of his sheer size and also his ability to score. Now, yes, even with that ability to score, he still lost against his best competition, Bill Russell. Countless of times. And then, even when he had a chance to win the NBA championship against the New York Knicks, he literally failed to win the championship against the New York Knicks with an injured Willis Reed. People don't talk about that. People don't talk about Wilt's underperformances against top-heavy teams, which, yes, stars do that. But when you're in a top-tier category, you can't do that consistently, and that's what Wilt Chamberlain did. Now, Shaq, I'm sorry to tell you, Shaq, but Hakeem Olajuwon is also better than you, Shaq, because Shaquille O'Neal, you also had underperformances against top-heavy stars. Now, the difference between you and Wilt Chamberlain is that you reached heights that Wilt didn't reach in terms of pure dominance. Shaq is the most dominant player of all time. Doesn't matter what you say, Shaq is the most dominant player of all time. Shaquille O'Neal went on runs that Wilt Chamberlain didn't go on, even Wilt with better teams. Wilt Chamberlain was on teams that was comparable to Bill Russell's Boston Celtics. But people know that. People know about Wilt Chamberlain. They only see the points in his dominance. People don't know that Wilt Chamberlain literally didn't like passing the ball. And when his coach criticized him for not passing the ball, he literally stood in the post for one season and not only passed the ball, but passed the ball majority of time just to show his coach that he can pass the ball. After seeing he can pass the ball. That is selfishness. Now, yes, I understand that sometimes it takes a coach, a leader to tell you what to do, but when you're deliberately doing stuff on purpose just to prove a point, that's not you listening. Because Michael Jordan, when he was getting coached by Doug Collins, was the primary scorer, was the primary ball handler. But when Phil Jackson came into play, he told him he needs to run the triangle offense, and he can't be the primary scorer, and he needs to learn how to pass and play in a system. And Michael Jordan took heed to that and learned. Wilt Chamberlain didn't take heed to advice. He just didn't like the criticism and didn't like that people was saying that he can't pass the ball and he's selfish. So he did just prove a point and he immediately went back to being selfish. So yes, Shaq is better than Shaq is the 3rd. Kareem is better than him, Hakeem, and then Shaq. Then there's everybody else. Wilt and then Moses Malone. Because I don't know why Moses Malone's even in this conversation. Whatever. But Shaq is the 3rd best center of all time.
Look at Michael. It took Michael 7 years to win an NBA title. It's because he didn't trust. He didn't trust the system. He wanted to dominate himself. He didn't get the importance of using his teammates and using everyone else. But no one criticized Michael back then. And the difference between Michael and LeBron, when Michael came in the league, he surprised everybody how great he was. When LeBron came in the league, they expected him to be great, so it was already on him. Michael, in some ways, we allowed him to grow into greatness. We didn't allow LeBron that, and he still overachieved. LeBron is better than anyone ever thought, which is amazing. You should go back and read articles about LeBron coming into the NBA and then say he overachieved that. It's remarkable.
Now this last take comes from Doc Rivers, and he's saying how LeBron overachieved and while Jordan didn't trust system. Now I agree. Doc Rivers is actually right. Michael Jordan did not trust the system he had. He loved Doug Collins and hated that he got fired because Michael Jordan was the primary ball handler. He was able to score and play make the way that he wanted. But he didn't realize that him in a system with Phil Jackson's triangle allowed him to flourish and play better than he already was playing. So yes, he's actually right about that. But the thing about why LeBron had more expectations than Michael Jordan is because of one, social media. social media allowed LeBron James' fame to grow because Jordan did play in high school. That's how he got a college accepted to the college he went to. And a lot of people didn't know about Jordan until he won the NCAA championship. That's really how that happened. So yes, I agree that LeBron had more expectations on him, but that's because we have not seen a player come out of high school at that level, because people didn't see Michael Jordan play in college until after the NCAA championship, and then they still didn't see him consistently until his last 2 years because of the way that social media was and the way that the way that TV was broadcasted. So yes, but I think that LeBron has more expectations due to social media, which I'm not discrediting LeBron for that. But we said that we allowed that the media, that we allowed Jordan to grow into what he had, which is, yes, we allowed Jordan to grow, but that's because we didn't know what we would expect from him. Same for LeBron James, but we expected more from LeBron. We expected all this stuff from LeBron because we saw how he played and we saw what he was doing in social media. Jordan, we didn't really know what he was. We didn't really know what he was gonna do. Obviously, because Hakeem was the first overall pick. Hakeem was in his draft, and people was more hyped about Hakeem Olajuwon because the way that he was playing before he got to the NBA. People was more hyped about the second overall pick because the way that he was playing before the NBA. So Jordan had people above him that people were concerned about that had more time, that had more stock than Michael Jordan. So that's when he was able to go in his role. LeBron James immediately off the rip was getting more expectations, and I agree that LeBron exceeded him. He went higher than we ever thought he would be. Nobody thought LeBron to be the second best player of all time. Nobody knew that, and nobody thought that he would be at that level, which I agree with. And I commend LeBron for beating those expectations. But we cannot slight Jordan for not having these expectations when it's not his fault. He didn't have them in the first place. Also, another reason why Michael Jordan expectations wasn't that high was because the NBA was in a big man era. It wasn't really shifting to the guards until Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Dominique Wilkins. I failed to mention the video, but now that I'm editing it, I know that it was more of a big man era back then. So Michael Jordan didn't have that much expectations because people was a little bit concerned and questioning, can a guard lead their team to the NBA championship? The reason why he didn't have them was because it was two other players in his draft class that had a higher stock than him, because they had more availability, had more media coverage, that it was very little anyways, and they had more than Michael Jordan. So we cannot discredit Jordan's expectations and allow him to and digress him in the conversation because he didn't have expectations. Because there's other reasons why Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. There is certain things that LeBron just can't improve on, that won't allow him to be the GOAT. And that's just sorry to say. There is certain things that LeBron fans have over Michael Jordan that Jordan just can't improve on, which is kudos to you. But in my opinion, LeBron has certain areas that he cannot improve upon to be able to be better than Michael Jordan. Now there's certain things he can do to be able to mitigate those things that I feel that way, and I felt LeBron James can end up being the GOAT for me. I'm not saying you can't do that, but there are certain things that LeBron James just has to do to be in that area, which in expectations has nothing to do with it. So if that's Doc Rivers' criteria for being the greatest of all time, kudos to him. That's his criteria, so it's different. But I'm looking at the criteria, giving my opinion on it, and criticizing it, and saying how I don't agree with it. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for watching this video. This is the Hot Takes. Hope you're enjoying this 15 days, 15 takes video.